Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Steven's Week, the weekly update on marketing and technology. Welcome to this new episode. Alibaba wants to double the volume on Tmall. This is one of their large marketplaces and they already are selling billions and billions on that platform. And their strategy to double that volume is to work together with 100 leading brands from all over the world. So they want to move more and more into the premium brands, the well-known brands, and make sure that people can buy these brands. And it's another move, I think, for Alibaba to move more to become a global platform and to make sure they can reach a global audience. So this is going to be a new step and interesting to see how it will further evolve. Marriott is starting with a home rental offering. And of course, this is something that they launched to compete with Airbnb. And now they're launching a offering in the US of about 2,000 homes that people can rent into and yeah, of course, take benefits of the in-home atmosphere of those locations. This may be a success because Marriott has a pretty good brand reputation. They have a strong loyalty program and it may attract users. But of course, let's be honest, 2,000 homes is like nothing compared to what Airbnb is offering right now. Airbnb has about 5 million home offerings today. So 2,000 is like peanuts compared to Airbnb. But it's really cool to see how Marriott is trying to reinvent itself and trying to, come up with new business models, new innovations. And of course, compared to the entire Marriott offering, this will be small in the beginning. But I love it when companies like that really start with these new business models and new models to make money. Even if it's at a small scale in the beginning, it is a start. And companies like that, if it's successful, they can scale it like crazy. Apple showed their quarterly results this week. And despite the fact that they actually have a lower revenue than last year's quarter, so the growth has stopped and there's a decline in revenue. Even though that, the analysts were quite positive because the results were higher than what they expected, and Tim Cook was really positive for the next quarter. But you start to see a fundamental shift in the kind of company that Apple will become. The iPhone is still the most important product line that they have, of course. I have it here in front of me. They had $38 billion in revenue still with the iPhone in the last quarter, which is insane, that amount of money, but it's 17% less than last year. Now, the big news comes from the strong growth in both wearables and services. So the wearables grew with 30%, which is the Apple Watch, but what seems to be a really big hit are the new AirPods that they launched last month. They cannot even keep up with the demand. But maybe more important, the services went up with 16%, and now they make $11 billion every quarter, or at least last quarter, in services. And you're starting to see that flip, how Apple is becoming a service company, or at least how they want to become a service company. If you look at all the stuff that they've been releasing in the last few months and the last year, it really moves up their game into a service company to be less depending on the iPhone. And it seems to work out quite well. After the stock market closed, after hours, the stock went up with about 6% because people seem to believe that there's a new phase of growth coming towards Apple. In the UK, Sainsbury is launching a first store that doesn't have a checkout and where there's no cash to pay with. It's like the Amazon Go, but then for Sainsbury's. The model is a little bit different. You don't just walk in, pick out stuff from the shelves and then walk back out. No, you go in, but you just scan every individual item with your phone and then you pay and then you can walk out. So this is a store made for a small kind of purchases, not a full car that you load up with all kind of food, but more like if you want to have lunch or if you want to have a snack, you go in, you get your stuff, you walk back out. And they launched this as a test in London because they saw that 82% of the payments that they get now in their Sainsbury's in London are done cashless. So they thought, okay, why not move up to the next step and make a store that doesn't have a checkout anymore? Looking at the trends that we see coming from both China and from the US, it's good that we have those kind of tests now here in Europe as well. This week it was Facebook's F8 conference. And the most news was about messaging and the future of messaging. Mark Zuckerberg really wants to put privacy in the spotlight, and he believes that the future of Facebook will be private messaging. One of the things that they will do is to make sure that we can send messages across platforms, across WhatsApp, Messenger and Instagram, so that it's not 3 different inboxes, but that it's one. They want to make it more secure, they want to encrypt it more, so they're really putting their money on privacy, and they see their, let's say, general wall as some sort of a marketplace, and they think that much more and many more conversations will happen in that private environment. Another news that they have is that they're going to say goodbye about their blue color. It's going to become a new logo. The wall is going to change, more attention towards groups and events, so big changes ahead for Facebook. So everyone, this was my weekly update. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful weekend and see you again next week. Bye-bye.